Hello, I'm your host, CandySun, and this is King of the Hill. Hello, this is CandySun here, bringing you guys my first commentary to the King of the Hill channel. So, make sure you'll let me know how I can improve on these commentaries and anything like that, so I can do better on these or for any future videos that I am commentating on here. So, today we have a series between TDA or the Sovereign and Mo or the Soul Virgin. So I'm expecting both to start out with a Mortar and Ninja start, as that's pretty much everyone does that. So yeah, I'm just expecting him to do that. It seems like TDA is going farms, since he did start out with just 2 sets of blues, which would give him the 252 eco, which is what most people do when going farms on here. And I'm expecting Mo, since he's still going eco, to be going Dart Monkeys, because Dart Monkey is a strat that I invented on here that would be very well at defending round 20 and 22 rushes specifically. So it goes eco and it's pretty much standard up to round 20, and then you start using Dart Monkeys, and it defends very well if done properly, because it is a very tough strat to properly execute, and it can be easy to exploit at times if they don't know what they're doing. So I guess we're gonna see farms versus no farms here. So that means that TDA is probably gonna be Russian, because Mo, he can just rely on his eco into the later game, and TDA won't have the extra tower to his availability, and he will be lacking in the late game if it were to go there, but we all know he's going to be rushing. I'm expecting either around 13 or 15 rush, or around 20 rush. That's my expectations. So, right now, it's pretty standard what they're both doing, except TDA has farms, Mo doesn't. And up until around round 15, farms have a massive advantage over Bloon Eco here. They allow you to be so much more greedy, they allow you to get so much more money, but after 15 it starts to go in Eco's favor on here. Because you get the money, you get enough money to defend most everything, but you also start to rack up more money, and the farms become less useful over time. So yeah, so both getting up their boomers, well, for round 8 on here, you do need your Ricochet if you want to defend it properly. If you don't get that up, you can take serious damage against regrow whites and yellows, but I know Mo has enough. I don't know if TDA has enough. So Mo, he's sending some blacks, and I'm expecting some yellows to mix in. Yeah, he's layering them, and TDA does have enough for his Ricochet, so it's going to do absolutely nothing. And TDA sending some regrow whites back at Mo, and Mo gets up his Ricochet, so it looks like he's not going to take any damage either. So what Mo did there at the start of round 8 was actually very smart. He layered just regular blacks, not regrow, and then yellows to force TDA to get up his Ricochet, not to kill him. And you can see TDA, he's got 4 farms now. That's pretty good, especially considering he's going against eco. But we'll see if he round 13 rushes or around 15 rushes. Both can be quite deadly when you're going eco. So generally you do need 3 or 4 ricochets on here for 13 if they were to all out, which is very tough to afford with eco. And then you also have to worry about the camo exploit, which is why it's so tough to defend. But it can be done, and has been done. So you can see TDA, he's upgrading his farm, so he's not going to rush. And we'll see what they do for 15. I'm expecting TDA just to send a little teaser rush on there, he's sending some eco, so we'll see if he can still afford everything for 15, because round 14 is very short. TDA actually leaked a little there, so we'll see if Mo has enough. He does have enough for his Bloonjitsu. That's a bit surprising. So we'll see. Does TDA decide to rush? No, he doesn't. He's probably just going to keep upgrading his farms. If he were to rush there, though, he probably would have killed Mo, because Mo did not have enough money for a second ricochet. And that generally would be enough for a decent-sized combo rush, if he got a little lucky. If he got a little unlucky, maybe not, but yeah, so TDA, he has up his 420 farm, so I'm just expecting him to start saving up for 18, as that is about what's custom on here. Because if you go for that 3-0 farm, then you oftentimes don't have enough money to defend on 18, and you have to sell a farm, and it's just not worth it. So we'll see if anyone decides to run 18 rush. I'm not expecting Mo to run 18 rush, because that would screw him over for round 20, because that takes away 60 eco for him, which is a lot over that time. And then also waste 1500, but that's not the real issue right now. It could be a 20, but yeah. So TDA, he's sending the Moab, and he has up his flash bomb if he were to be rushed, but he isn't going to be. Mo just sabotages the Moab, and let's see, does he sell it for another Bloonjitsu? No, he doesn't. So he's just gonna keep up the sabotage for if TDA does not decide to send another Moab. But if he were to send another Moab here, he would force Mo to buy and sell the sabotage, which would in effect start making him waste money, which he really needs for 20. And TDA, he's sending another Moab, and Mo's showing the darts, and TDA is still leaking slight here and there, so that is one thing to note. So Mo, he buys another sabotage, so that wastes a bit of money, which is very useful for TDA's perspective, because it has less money that Mo has. And TDA seems to be leaking even more, and he sends a BFB. So Mo sabotages this. I'm expecting him just to stall out the BFB to raise up as much money as possible. So what a lot of people do tend to do when they're going eco is they destroy the rush right as it comes out, and you don't have enough money then. But if you wait like till it gets halfway through the track and then start defending, you oftentimes do have enough money. So Mo, has just enough to defend everything but the BFB. So I'm just expecting him to get up his Super Monkey Fan Club and then get up a Hyper Juggernaut and defend this. So let's see, he gets it up, and he doesn't have enough for the Hyper Jug, it seems like. Either that or he's just saving up the money, because he doesn't need to use it. But I would expect it's more that he doesn't have the money. And TDA, the AI Moab's getting pretty far, but he gets lucky. The distraction saves him there, and he sends another BFB. But the longer it takes for this rush to get to Mo, and it eventually will, because he only has so much money, but the more TDA has to worry about the AI, and he has to worry about his own defense, and it really becomes complicated for him the longer this rush goes. So he's layering some Moabs again. He did that the first time, I didn't mention that. But Mo, he's getting up a Super Monkey Fan Club. He sells his Bloonjitsu because he needs the Juggernaut, and he's leaking a little. Let's see, is he going to defend this? It's looking like he is. He got up a second Hyper Jug, and he defends that. That was very well done by Mo, and now he's got these Moabs, and he's going to sell everything, and he got Super Monkey Fan Club, and yeah, he's got another Hyper Jug, and he defended that very well. So that really shows how well the Dart Monkey strat can be used when effectively done. So for game 2, we've got Zen Garden. And Yeah, so it's 1-0 in Mo's favor, and TDA picked Zen. So I'm expecting both to go farms here, because farms just overall dominate here, because in my opinion this is probably one of the hardest maps to defend, if not the hardest. But looks like Mo, he's going with bomb instead of farm, so we got another time TDA has to rush. But on this map, I personally do feel it's the hardest map to defend on, just because of how the paths lie. And it's probably gonna go down to something like TDA sending either around 15 rush or ZOMGs, because I could see Mo defending BFBs, but I don't think he could defend a double ZOMG on here, which TDA probably already realizes. And so instead of cannon, TDA is using mortar, which is done in farm strats. So that's an easy way to tell before they place the farm. If they go with a mortar, it's almost guaranteed they have farm, because they oftentimes go cannon if they don't have farm on here. But sometimes they will go that if they do have a weird tower that isn't cannon. But both defending enough. Mo's actually still no lives lost here, which doesn't really matter, but I guess it can in some circumstances, because he doesn't want to have to rush the farm user. So, but really I don't think it's going to come down to that, because TDA will be screwed late game if he were to go there, so he pretty much has to rush. But on a longer map, you definitely do have to worry about that still. So TDA, he's upgrading his ninja for 6, and he only has 2 1-0 farms. I'm not too sure exactly how much you should have by now, but that seems like you should have 3 if you did it right, but and was greedy enough. But then again, Mo is going eco, so it's guaranteed that TDA will have less farm eco than normal. So I know both are probably just going to go Ring of Fire for next round, sell a bunch of stuff. And so yeah, TDA, he gets up a 3rd tier ninja there, and I'm just expecting him to sell the mortar for the Ring of Fire start around 8. And he has the mortar highlighted, so he's just going to sell it. There. They both have a Ring of Fire. TDA's defense is quite a bit more expensive than Mo's right now, so I don't think TDA is really competing in eco right now. Even though he has farms and it's Zen Garden, I still feel Mo has a huge economy advantage right now, because TDA's farm eco is very lacking. So we'll see how that goes, but if TDA were to rush like 15, his farm eco would definitely show its value there. So it's pretty much at a standstill right now till we get to 13. Both will just get up their 2-3 mortar or 1-3 mortar if they want to. Mo's actually setting reds because he just wants a little extra eco, and he knows he can defend 13. So, and he's getting up his mortar now. Will he be able to afford the camo detection in time? I would assume so. He's just, yep, he has it. And, oh yeah, that's another interesting thing to note. The mortar spot on this map is very tough to decide. If you place it on the Ring of Fire, camo Bloons can get past the Ring of Fire without a camo exploit, because they get decamoed too late. But if you place it in front of the Ring of Fire, and it gets those earlier, they have more time for Bernie stuff, you can sneak camo ceramics past the mortar if you just keep sending them. So it's a really tough decision at times. And then if you don't place at the front, camo leads are also very, or not camo leads, regrow leads are also very easy to layer in. And they both are getting up ninjas for this. On this map, it's very tough to realize exactly how much you need. You can see Mo, he's microing his mortar a little, and we'll see. But on this map, if you'll have every mortar spot on here has a weakness. Even though it doesn't seem like that, it is. Because if you place it on the Ring of Fire, it's very easy to layer. But if you place it in front, it's easy to exploit. So, and TDA's farm economy is starting to shine, and I'm assuming Mo has, I'm not exactly sure how much eco, maybe around 950, 1000 or so? Maybe, if he's lucky, 1050, but we'll see how that goes. Another thing to note with when you're going balloon eco on here is if you don't have 2 maulers before the Moab pops up on the screen, you will die like 90% of the time or something like that, based on my experiences at least. So you have to note that when you are going balloon eco, is that if they send a Moab and you upgrade your maulers after you see the Moab, chances are you're gonna die. So Mo realizes that he shouldn't worry about maulers right now, because that if he were to wait till the Moab comes out, it'd be too late. So he's working on the sabotage instead. So I'm surprised TDA isn't sending a Moab, which would seem like the smart thing to do right here, but he may just be waiting for around 20 to send a BFB. So we'll see how Mo decides to defend this. He does have his sabotage up, ready to use at any time, and Mo's saying low eco, so we'll see how that works out for him. He's got up another flash bomb, so, and yeah, TDA has sent a BFB, so Mo sabotaged it, and he's getting up maulers. So we'll see how he defends this. TDA is sending a second BFB, and Mo's getting ready to Maelstrom. So, oh, we got a sabotage glitch there. So, what happened was 3 of the Moabs weren't sabotaged. And, yeah, he just Maelstrommed the children, and another BFB is here. So, we'll see if Mo is able to defend all this. Another BFB is on the way. And he's just gonna Maelstrom it again. And they're just destroyed. But now Mo has to deal with the AI Moab as well, which the maulers aren't necessarily, they're hitting it. He was lucky that they're hitting both of them, but I guess that's because of how close the paths were. And it looks like he's gonna leak a little here to AI. Yeah, wow, he's leaking a bit. And he has enough for the Maelstrom, barely. So, behind that Balloon Jitsu, because he was forced to because of AI, Mandatory, he didn't have enough money to get up a Maelstrom that quickly. So, there's 2 more BFBs on the screen. Is Mo going to be able to defend this? He's probably going to need multiple... Oh, camo ceramics also. And, let's see. Another Maelstrom. There's a bunch of camos. He got Balloon Jitsu up, but is he gonna die? He died. Looked like to the AI. So it's 1-1, and the next map that Mo has chosen is Ice Flow. So Ice Flow is a weird map because some people are starting to go Ring of Fire on here and starting off with boats. Some people still go with cannon. My personal opinion on here, though, is that cannon is outdated on here, and using maulers doesn't work. But that's just me. For Ascent Moabs, if you use your maulers for Ascent Moabs only and not using your rape shots instead, it's almost impossible to defend without tack. But if you go tack, then you can't defend late game. But if you go boats for Moab popping power, you can defend. So if you go with cannon, you almost have to go with boats for Moab popping power instead of maulers, because maulers don't get the job done here. And if you go with Ring of Fire, you get the best of both worlds. You have your grape shots for Moabs, and you have your tack for rushes and defending them, because you have the Maelstrom there, and you have the Ninja for late game. So you really can't go wrong with that, but you also don't have, like, Moab Assassins for ZOMGs. So it's a trade-off. I personally prefer Tack on here, just because, in my opinion, it's safer, but also gets similar eco. So, but what they're both leaking the little lives here. This is not a no lives lost map, but it is a late game map. So it's almost impossible to defend around 36 rush on here, just because of how strong the ZOMGs are, and the fact that you barely have any land for towers. You have to use boats, and boats aren't that good versus late game ZOMGs. They're decent, but they aren't great. And you can't just spam blue jitsus like on Yin Yang, for example. The path is also decently short. It's not long, but it's not short. So the path is pretty quick, but Mo, Mo's actually 148, it looks like, somewhere around there, and TDA, he's leaked to around 120. So I'm guessing TDA knows that, or realizes that lives don't matter here, so he's working on getting economy instead. Because on this map, it really is a battle of the economy versus a battle of the lives. But that's just my opinion for it. And both getting up a mauler, or not a mauler, they're getting up a mortar for round 8, because it allows you to get more eco with the boats than getting up like a 3-0 cannon or a ring of fire. So we'll see if one of them. Oh yeah, Mo's also, he has an extra boat, so he's playing it really safe. Like, he may be able to defend late game, and if he can, then I could see why he cares about lives, but I just don't see the need for the extra boat. I would probably rather be in TDA's position here. And Mo's sending a little reds just to be greedy a little, but we'll see. If they have cannon, around 13 rush can be very deadly, but oh, you can see TDA, he's saying his eco's a bit higher than Mo's. So we'll see if they decide to go tack or cannon. At this point, looks like they're both going to go tack. Mo has attack and TDA has attack. So that shows they both feel attack is the better option here, because it is more versatile in its situations and has more value than the cannon here. So that's another thing to note. If they have cannon, it's really tough to defend a Ringo Rainbow Rush here, just because of how I'm not sure exactly how to explain it, but you pretty much need it at the start of the rush to have a chance of defending it, and even then a camo exploit can get you, but if you upgrade during it, you die almost every time. So both have a ring of fire and enough for your ceramic defense. So they're both, yeah, TDA definitely has a higher eco. He sent out more pinks than Mo is. So, and it does seem to be a bit sizable. Maybe around 150 difference or so. It definitely isn't something like 10-20. It's like 2 sets of pinks, 1 set of pinks, something like that. So TDA has a sizable lead on the economy, and we'll see how it goes from there. They're probably just going to use grape shots for around 18, which is what I'm expecting, but they could go with a ninja defense, possibly, because chances are their last tower is ninja. But yeah, they're just going for boats, both of them, and we'll see. Does TDA decide to rush round 20, maybe? Round 20 rushes are actually pretty tough to defend on here if done right. With tack, it may be a little different, but with cannon, it definitely is a challenge to defend a really good round 20 rush. So, no, they're not gonna rush because they're both still going. Mo's definitely going eco. TDA is also going eco. So yeah. So neither's gonna rush. It's gonna go late game here because it is a late game map. Generally, because you have to be really, really good at exploiting round 20 to be able to do it. And these both are very good defenders, two of the best in the game, and it would take quite a lot of skill to be able to exploit them on this map. So, yes, we're going to have late game here because of that. And does Mo leak a little here? It looks like he may. No, he doesn't. Will anyone go for a camo exploit, possibly? No, they're both going eco. Both moving their mortar because of the natural camos. That is another thing. If TDA won Mo to be down on lives there, he can camo exploit it pretty much any time. And chances are it will work. Because Mo either needs to get up like a cannon ship or a second mortar most of the time. Because the camo exploits on here are very tough to defend. And they're very easy to implement. Both going for a Moab takedown on them AI Moab. That does bring up another rush you can do. On round 23, you can send a bunch of fast cooldown BFBs to make it to where the Moab takedown can't hook in the AI Moab, which lets it just sneak through because your Moab defense is in the back and your Bloon defense is in the front for the Moabs, or for the AI Moabs. And TDA apparently has 2.4k eco, Mo has 2.3k. I have a feeling that TDA is lying about his eco. I feel he has 2.5, 2.6 when he said that, of course. But we'll see. So, I mean, unless he played super safe, which actually does seem like the case, so he might actually not be lying about that, but it does seem a little low for him, and he's hiding that ninja. That is very well done on his part. Is that a grape? Or no, not a grape shot. Is that yeah, it's a double shot, it looks like. So yeah, Mo isn't able to see that ninja, unless he looked hard enough. And yeah, he just got another ninja up. So yeah, it's probably, yeah, they're both Bloon Jitsus then. Mo, he's got up a Bloon Jitsu, and what the Bloon Jitsus are for both Moab and Bloon popping power. They're very good for the ceramic and Moab layers, and they allow you to defend the AI Moabs very well compared to boat spam, and they also can deal with the AI ceramics, etc., and Moab children. So the Moabs are actually getting pretty far, cause let's see, does Mo leak here? They're getting pretty far for him. Doesn't look like it. He got lucky there. That's actually a really interesting Ring of Fire spot from Mo. The second one, that actually seems like a better spot than TDA's because it has more range and it's farther back for the AI balloons, which seems actually to be a pretty good idea. So I like that Ring of Fire spot better than I like TDA's. And TDA has a lot more defense than Mo does, which Mo's trying to pretty much get as much eco as possible because he has life advantage while not losing it, because he probably feels he can defend this based on the way he's playing this game. So I'm round 30 now. The set Moabs are at full health, and round 31, Mo doesn't have a third or fourth tier mortar right now. So is TDA going to do a mortar exploit? That is one thing to note. If they don't have a fourth tier mortar, on round 31 you can do a camo exploit very well. But then again, that does bring it to a point. Mo's Ring of Fire spot, the second one, also helps against exploits because it hits the balloons before the balloons hit the mortar. So apparently Mo's also saying something about defending with 3850, and TA is asking how much. 5 or 6. So let's see if Mo can stand true to this statement that he's making in the chat, and we'll see if he is able to defend these late game ZOMGs that TDA will send. So Mob's getting pretty far from Mo. I think he tried to do it without sabotaging, but that did not work. So that really shows that you pretty much need to sabotage here, unlike some maps, but here you have to. So let's just see. I'm expecting TDA to start rushing on 35, maybe 36. Actually, 36 would seem like the smarter round here, because the ending round is 40. And, oh wait, is Mo gonna leak here? No, wait. Is he? He's leaking? Okay, so he didn't die. He's still up on lives. I think 3. Okay, so Mo didn't die here, so we'll see when that rush comes. Oh, around 35. Mo's gonna is he gonna move that mortar? No, he's not. I don't see why he's not moving it, or at least getting up some more cannon ships or destroyers. That's one other thing to note. On this map, it's also seems more efficient to, or better to get destroyers instead of grape shot spam for the ZOMGs, because they have the fast firing darts, but grape shot spam also works. Apparently TDA can send 3 ZOMGs, so he sent 1 on round 36. So these ZOMGs have crazy amounts of health, and okay, so it's on the screen. Let's see what Mo does to defend this. And TDA is sending a second ZOMG, probably to mess with the sabotage timers. So Mo he's getting up a bunch of grape shots, and TDA is sending a third ZOMG. So this is quite the rush. And Mo cannot stall this out because of how long 39 is. So there's 3 of them out there, and let's see what Mo, 4 ZOMGs. Oh wow, I don't think Mo's going to be able to defend this, but we'll see if he can stand true to that statement earlier, because he definitely has more than 3850 eco. So he's getting up a bunch of destroyers, and TDA is sending a 5th ZOMG. At this point, Mo can just counter rush, and he would do well enough. Okay, and TDA is saying he's got to counter the sabotage bug. So Mo has to defend 5 ZOMGs, which is crazy. But this also means that TDA is very weak to a counter rush. He has 0 eco, and he's wasted $45,000. So he pretty much would have to mortar stall any rush that Mo does. So it doesn't look like Mo's are actually getting destroyed that much. So I don't think he can defend this. The first one's actually almost down to BFBs, but then he still has 4 more after that. And Mo's saying the GG, and TDA's joking with an easy defend, and we'll see if Mo's actually able to pull this off. And let's see, the first one's about to get popped down to BFBs, it looks like, but it's just not looking good for him. Mo's starting to mortar stall, but I feel it's too late for him, and that should be the GG. And that's actually a bit surprising. The second ZOMG got popped to BFBs first, and apparently the screens are a bit different, so we may be having a completely different screen on Mo's side. So, is Mo gonna die here? It looks like Bloons are going through, or BFBs are. No, they got pulled in, but and he died. So yeah, it's 2-1 to TDA, and we've got A-Game. A-Game, there's actually been a recent strat that TSP, or Tuspeling Police, however you want to say it, has created. Neither of them are going it, but it's an eco strat that brings back ice to its full potential here, pretty much. You can get around 700 eco or so, and defend all the rushes. Up to 22 guaranteed, pretty much. It does require some skill for the early game, but it has been going around lately. But it pretty much uses Bernie stuff to its potential with how long the track is, and use a couple cluster bombs, a snap freeze, and it really takes advantage of all that, and is very well created. So Mo, he's going with Eco Strat, and TDA is going with Farms. And there's also one other interesting thing, is the ninja spots. I've heard that the ninja spot that TDA has is better, but I personally would go with Mo's ninja spot, because it's farther back and catches AI better. But they're both pretty good. I personally don't think in your daily games it would really make a difference, but I'm sure here it does. So we'll see which one does perform. Well, we would see if TDA was going eco, but he isn't. So when you're going with the tag and farms here and ninja, but if you're going with that, round 6 is actually very tough to defend if you don't do it properly. A lot of people go up with another tack, but that does not defend round 6 well at all if they're going eco. I actually played Anacondas today, and he actually did a really good way to adjust to round 6 on here, and that's use Bernie stuff instead of another attack. It's a bit more expensive, but you guarantee a defend there, and it sets up for an easy sell for round 8. But what that does, if you go with attacks here, greens, if they send group greens, you lose so many lives because the attacks can't deal with all that, and you have the ninja back there that can't deal with it either, and it just becomes a mess. But it seems like Mo wasn't going to exploit that, and they're probably just going to go for a ring of fire here. Mo has enough, or he had enough. Okay, he has it, but so let's see. If Mo has a 2-1 ninja, but I don't think, is that enough to defend Rigor Whites? On this screen it looks like, but on his screen it isn't. And look how much he's leaking. He had a 2-1 ninja there, so it shows you that you need the Ring of Fire and 3-1 ninja on this map. And TDA gets up his Ring of Fire, so both have the same defense. Mo probably has maybe 550 eco, maybe 600, but TDA, he's still being greedy, getting up those farms because he can, and both getting up their mortar for 12 and 13. So another thing is that if you don't go tag on here, around 13 rush is actually can be deadly here, because you don't have Maelstrom or Ring of Fire. But if you go Boomer, for example, it can be tough to defend, because if they don't get Bernie stuffed, for example, or if they camo exploit, you don't necessarily have enough money to defend, or they just overwhelm the Boomers. So, or at least force the farm sale. So, it seems like Mo really likes going no farms now. That's one thing I'm noticing. But, will anyone round 15 rush? I don't understand Mo's ninja spots at all. They allow for very easy lead ceramic layering. So will TDA exploit that? It doesn't look like it. But the way his spot is, or actually he's moved his mortar, but I still feel that Rigo ceramics could easily be layered with Rigo leads here, because it would allow easy passage past the ring of fire. But that's just me. It may be completely opposite based on the mortar position, but even then, I just don't think it would be able to defend a round 15 combo. But, well, TDA's probably could. Okay, so round 18, I'm expecting TDA to send a Moab, because that's pretty much what you do against eco people, or even farm people. But I'm assuming he's just going to send a Moab. I'm not expecting Mo to. So, Mo, he's actually going to have to defend quite well on here if he wants to take out the win. And this map is awkward for defending. It's a long path, but it's not easy either, because the AI and scent Bloons are such a different path. So, see, TDA, he's sending the Moab, and Mo's just sabotaging it. And that's another thing. You saw how he waited a couple of seconds before sabotaging? That makes it to where the sabotage lasts longer, and TDA has to wait longer to send another Moab. So, that seems like what he's doing. He may not. That might have just been a coincidence, but it does that because he activates it later, so it lasts longer. So, Mo, he's getting up his maulers, it looks like, and TDA is sending a BFB. And BFB on this map with tech is tough to defend, because you have to maelstrom it. You just have to, because there's not really any good 4th tier cannon spots here. So, and when you use so much abilities like that, you start to run out of money. And, oh, and the sabotage glitch. So he has to sabotage again. And, let's see, is Mo going to be able to defend these Moabs? He's got the Bloon Jitsu in the back, so I'm assuming he's going to use the Bloon Jitsu to pop the Moabs he's going to use the Blade Maelstrom, and he defends that. And he's got the sabotage glitch again, which is quite a shame. And he's gonna Maelstrom. Is he gonna die? It looks like it on this screen. He's activating another one. Oh, is he just gonna die to the AI? See, is he gonna? No, he didn't. He got very close there. So, let's see. If TEA were to send out a Regal Rainbow Rush, Mo would die here. And this is getting real close. Mo is Maelstroming like crazy, and he sold his mortar, so TDA is sending camos, and TDA dies to AI. So that's 2-2, and TDA chooses Temple. So Temple has recently become a farm map. So the strat here, Speedo developed, and it takes the ideas of the candy strat and brings them into no ice. And you can pretty much send infinite ZOMG still, and it just uses Ninja Cannon. However, I personally feel it's very exploitable of a strat, and I personally don't like it because of that. It's pretty bad at defending round 15, for example, and round 12 to 13. And you also leak a bunch to AI if you're too greedy, which you don't really do much. You don't really leak to AI if you're going Ring of Fire strat. But if you're going this strat, which is what they're going, which almost guaranteedly, then AI actually becomes a threat, because you're more worried about your eco than you are your defense, because you pretty much have to be. It's who gets the most money now, not who gets the best defense. And personally, I do feel lives matter on this map if you're going farms versus farms, at least. If you're going farms v farms, you have so much money, it's so easy to defend. Which, I know I might be sounding a little cocky by saying easy, but, and the fact they're so high health, but I'm serious though, that you can have so much maulers, so much defense, that it doesn't matter that they can send infinite ZOMGs, because you can get up a screen full of maulers, a screen full of Bloon Jitsus, and mortar stall like crazy. But if they were to go with eco, lives only matter for the eco person. And if you're going eco here, the person who's going eco has to keep more lives than the person going farms, but the person going farms doesn't have to keep more lives than the person going eco. So if the person going farms has more lives, the person with the eco has to exploit it, or he's screwed, because the farm player has so much money late game that it's not gonna matter that he's up on, or that he'd have so much money late game that the eco person would have trouble killing him. So the eco person has to be worried about that, the farm person doesn't. So, but I mean, it's getting to the point where I feel that we're getting close to the point where eco strats can defend on here. It's just, we have to get to the skill level first, because like when the first update first came out, we thought 1 ZOMG was really tough, or we thought 2 was really tough, and now that's a breeze for some of these players. And then we had the infinite ZOMG rush and candy strat, but with ice you could get up 7k eco round 30, and it didn't matter that you could send infinite because you had so much economy. But now you can't get up 7k under normal circumstances, at least. You can get 6k by round 30, but then you also have the fact that you have to defend till 40, and you have, like, let's just say 1,000 less eco on average by then. And Mo, he's sending regrow leads, so he's looking to exploit TDA's defense, and he's doing that. So look how much lives he lost there, just because he didn't have the Bernie stuff. So it's so easy to exploit the strat overall. It's tough to kill, but it's easy to exploit, because if you send too much to kill, then they just sell farms. But if you exploit little, they either sell farms and ruin their economy, or they leak a lot. And so you pretty much have to take it bit by bit when you're going against this strat, because it's easy to take a few lives here and there, but it's really tough to kill. And you see Mo, he's going for a 4-0 cannon, and he defends that Rico Rainbow Rush just fine. Meanwhile, TDA's defense would die to a Rico Rainbow Rush, because he would have to sell farms to defend it, but Mo's not exploiting. Round 15, though, is an awkward round here, because you have so much money to defend, so you have so much money, so you want to get up a lot of farms, but the other person has a lot of money, so they can easily send a large rush. So you have to be wary, because if they have to rush, you have to get up a 4th tier cannon, or you're gonna die to around 15 rush. So Mo, he doesn't have to worry about TDA rushing him, but TDA has to worry about Mo rushing him. And another thing to note, Mo, he's going mixed. He's sending constant blues along with his farms. So he's actually getting some Bloon eco there as well. So TDA is far ahead in the farm race because of that. But I don't think Mo's caring about that because he's up on lives and he has some eco to rely on. And as I said before, I feel that farms versus farms, lives do matter. But that's just me. So TDA, he's getting up his maulers. He's not playing on the edge here trying to force Mo to rush him. But while Mo, he was trying to see if he could get TDA to send a mob and then upgrade the mauler before the mob came, but it didn't work out like that. So TDA, he's got up his 2 maulers. Mo playing a bit more greedy, and so Mo, he still sent them blues, and he actually sent some whites there. He's still sending some whites. So we'll see if anyone decides to rush. I'm expecting TDA to send a BFB round 20. I just have a feeling he's going to do that. So is he? No, he's not. Is Mo going to send one? No. But you can see how far those ceramics are getting for TDA. And that's why you need the 4th tier cannon. Now just imagine what that would be like if it was around 15 rush. You would lose a lot of lives if you didn't sell farms. So for like $2,000 rush, they may have to sell 220 farms. And TDA is sending a ZOMG. And that, I feel, is one of the biggest weaknesses to the farm strat, because you don't have Maelstrom. And what's tougher than one ZOMG is a double ZOMG. So, will TDA send a second ZOMG? He's selling farms. He's got he sends a second ZOMG, which means that it messes up the maulers for Mo. And so, since you normally put your maulers on strong, they don't care about the BFBs that come out the ZOMG. They just let them go past. But Mo, he's going to be in for a field day defending this, because he's going to need at least another 4th tier cannon and mortar stall, it would seem. At least a mortar stall. And TDA, he has camo checked. Mo's got up his mortar stall, and he's using it. But he doesn't have any maulers there anymore. And why'd he place a farm there? And he's just mortar stalling to the death. And TDA, he just got enough to stall the balloons. TDA almost leaked there to death, and Mo died. So it is 3-2 to TDA, and Mo picks Snowy Castle. So, this is another one of those maps. It's a late game map, but it's not a no lives lost map. And that's another thing. The tack spot that Mo's using is recently emerged, and it actually is cheaper than getting attack in the middle, because you don't have to get the range increase, and defends slightly better, because if you place it properly, all 16 tacks will hit, because the side ones actually hit the balloons on the path, even though they wouldn't look like it. But you place it, if you're on low quality at least, you can place it slightly on the track, and all 16 of them will hit, which in the middle, only 15 will hit. And this one's also cheaper because you don't have to get the range increase. So Mo, he's going no farms again, so he's expecting to be able to defend. And TDA is probably not going farms either, because you can only fit 2 farms in this map. But he's going cannon, and TDA is going boat. So I personally feel that Boat's the better option here for defending rushes, but Cannon's the better option for AI. Because Boats have trouble against AI Moabs, but Cannon has trouble against scent rushes on here. Because Cluster Bomb is horrible here. And the path is so short, Maulers don't really have time, and you don't have the Moab takedown. And the other thing is that Boats get better eco than Cannon does, and Mo's going for around 6 Ring of Fire. So he's playing very safe, and he has probably a pretty bad eco. But meanwhile, TDA is going to go for the round 8 Ring of Fire, and while Mo is up on lives, it doesn't really matter. Now, so, I'm not, it's more of a battle to eco here, just like on Ice Flow, but the thing is here, it's tough to say he'll win, because it's easy to defend one ZOMG, with these strats at least, but it's tough to defend 2 or 3. And TDA's getting up his Ring of Fire, and that defends pretty much everything. So, another thing to note is there is a strategy going around that Soccer is Fun developed the concept for, and I tweaked a little on it, that can defend late game ZOMGs. And it can defend a round 36 rush with 4k eco. But it involves, it's actually a little weak to round 20 or 22 rushes because it has neither boat or cannon. So you have to rely on ninjas pretty much. And it utilizes Spactory. Now if you're using Soccer's version of it, it has boat, but then you don't have ninja. But my version integrated ninja, and it allows you to do a bit better late game because you have sabotage, and you can utilize it for rushes. But the thing is, it is weak to mid game rushes because of the fact that you don't have like cannon, for example, or if you have boat, you don't have ninja. So it's a tough circumstance. You do have Moab Shredder Spikes, which are very good for ZOMGs and BFBs and Moabs, but you also have Spike Storm, which is really nice for Moab class rushes, which is what is used late game. And the fact that this path is so short, it means that the spikes are more dense, which means that they're more effective than they are on map, let's just say like Battle Park, because they're so grouped together on here that they really can do a much better job. But then again, it can be weak to around 22 rush, for example, because of that. And you do have Maelstrom, so you have to keep that in mind, but you pretty much have to use Spike Storm to take down BFB and higher, or multiple BFB and higher rushes, because of how it turns out and all that. But with the strats they're using, they can defend mid-game rushes a lot better, but they have a bit more trouble late game. So late game here is tough to defend without Spactory, because Spactory just wrecks on this map. Like, with 4k eco, I was spamming abilities, and I was saving up money defending the rush. So it's actually a bit surprising how it works. So, and the other thing to know about here is round 25 to 29 AI is actually pretty deadly on here. Even if it doesn't kill, it can really ruin your day because you leak so much if you don't do it right, and it's really tough to do it right on here because you want to get as much eco as possible, but you never know how much defense you need. And it's just too tough to decide at times because you have all the AI ceramics, you have an AI Moab every here and there, and the path's so short that towers can have trouble, they just have trouble destroying everything in time, and oftentimes you'll leak to an AI Moab. And it's more common in the boat strats than in the cannon strats, but we'll see if either of them leak majorly to that in that rounds, but it's not looking like either's gonna rush since both are going eco still. So that's that's another thing, is that I'm not sure with the spot that Mo has how well it does versus regrows. And what I'm saying about that is, like, regrow whites around 8, I'm not sure if it defends. I haven't tested that. I personally do use his spot, but I'm not sure if it does defend. So that would be something. TDA, he's just going to use the Moab takedown for 23, and Mo, he's going to use Maulers. And is he going to leak here? It's looking like he is, but he doesn't. So he's got up a cluster bomb, but on this map, I really don't like cluster bombs, but it's better than nothing. So we'll see what TDA does for round 25. Moabs, he's probably just going to have a bunch of grape shots, but then he also has to worry about the children, so it's really tough to decide for round 25 how much you need. And apparently Mo has 2k economy and TDA has 2.2, so I'm not sure if they're telling the truth there, but they probably are. And it does seem to be about the normal eco here at this level, and it does seem that eco here stalls out from around 26 to 29, and you only get up to around 4k for 30. It's not that much, and you see Mo leaked a little there, but it seems that sure, you have all these efficient towers and everything, but it seems like you leak, or not leak, but you can't really pile up a really good eco here from 25 to 30 about. And by then it's too late to really pull up more eco. So you're oftentimes defending with 4k, 4.5k eco about. 4.5k, 5 if you're greedy. But it's not uncommon to have 4k eco at 30. And this round is deadly. 26 because you have those two close mobs, and TDA is leaking quite a bit because that's actually quite normal on that round. So TDA is saying his eco is so bad now, which is normal, because round 20 to 22 you have really good eco, but 30 you have horrible compared to other maps. So TDA leaks some more. And you can see he has to spend so much money on grape shots. And Mo, he has a much more efficient defense. He has 5 Maulers, which is a lot, but it's a lot cheaper than all those grape shots and Moab takedown that TDA has. So round 29, this can also be a pain for defending AI, but really it's not nearly as bad as 26 because the Moabs are more spread out. So we'll see how well they do late game. It's TDA probably going to be Russian, but you see Mo, he says 3750 eco, and he's pretty good with getting his eco, so you can see that my original estimate around 4k is about right. And TDA probably has less eco than Mo because of how much he had to defend with. And that's another thing. Mo doesn't have Moab takedown, so he has to deal with the BFB and all its children. You see that more Maulers, but it's not the Maulers that are going to be the problem here. It's going to be the children and the natural AI camo exploit. And Mo just mortar stalls it, but that is one thing to note, is that the BFB children and the AI camos did a natural camo exploit. So you do have to be worried about that if you don't have boats. And so I'm expecting him to rush around 36, 37, possibly. I personally would rush 37 on here because of of how short the path is, you can't stall it out. And apparently Mo has 3,800 and TDA has 4,100. I'm a bit surprised by TDA's eco, but... So, he may be lying there, but I personally could see him with that, but I thought he would have lower than Mo's, just because of how inefficient his defense was early on. And Mo, he's got this sabotage up in a weird spot. I didn't realize you could place him there, but he's just spamming ballers, TDA spamming Bloon Jitsus, and so yeah, right now it's pretty much just waiting for whoever to rush first. And round 35 is just about to come, so is anyone gonna rush round 35? It's not looking like it. And that's another thing. Mo, he could actually send a ZOMG rush first in order just to mess with TDA, because TDA is looking to rush. So if Mo sends like 2 ZOMGs right now, he could catch TDA by surprise. But the only problem is round 35 ZOMGs aren't that strong compared to 36, 37. And if I were to rush here, it'd probably be around 37, just because of how much time is needed for the ZOMGs to get to the end. It's not much at all. So is anyone... Yeah, TDA sending a ZOMG, so you'll see how tough this is to defend. And TDA sending a ZOMG, so Mo can either counter with a ZOMG or defend. I'm expecting him to defend, but he sends a second ZO, or he counter rushes because he pretty much has to. And at this point he does, because he does not feel confident in his ability to defend. So he's having to mortar stall the AI. And the other thing with the mortar stall is that means the ZOMGs on TDA side are going slightly faster. Or not faster, but these are getting stalled out slightly. So once TAs get farther faster. So we'll see. Most he's using his Moab Assassin on the first ZOMG. Just one. But it's looking like he's not going to be able to defend this. But if he can get down if he can get down the first one to BFBs, then he can win this. But it's looking like he's not going to worry about that. He's just trying to stall it out, but his ZOMG is too far ahead for TDAs to catch up, and it's looking like it's going to be a GG here. But wait, it's actually... Oh, he's leaking to AI now. Oh, Mo better not die. But that first ZOMG is almost down to BFBs for Mo. It's actually getting pretty close. Is that going to go down to BFBs? If it goes down to BFBs, he has a chance. But he dies to AI. He's out of money, and that's a GG 4-2 to TDA. So, that was a very exciting ending. The game's overall very well played by both sides. It does seem that Mo is not wanting to go farms whenever possible, and TDA is taking advantage of that, and the fact that Mo doesn't have as much adaptability with the eco to just various rushes and situations throughout the game. And very well played both parts. And yeah, I've been your host, Candy Son, and thanks for watching.